Have you ever wondered how to turn your sunny side up, baby? Hey mamas, it's your midwife Kira here. I believe in truly natural birth, and if you do too, you want to click that subscribe button. Today we're going to talk about sunny side up babies. I have one of my birth house mamas here, Krista. She's 39 weeks pregnant. She's volunteered to help me show you a little bit about sunny side up babies today. Today's video is going to be showing you one trick on how to get your baby to flip from sunny side up to face back the way that they're supposed to be for an easier birth. So let's talk a little bit about what an OP or sunny side up baby is. Well, first of all, OP stands for occiput posterior. The occiput is the back of the baby's head. The OP position is simply just that the baby is facing up instead of facing back. Optimally, for a better birth experience, you would want your baby facing your behind. That's the best way that the baby fits in the pelvis. When our babies are facing up, although they can fit, a lot of times these labors are long, drawn out, a lot more painful, a lot more uncomfortable. Pushing can take twice as long for a sunny side up baby. So one of the key indicators that your baby is in a sunny side up position is that you're gonna have these cute little kicks in the front of your belly. And that's because you've got baby's cute little hands and feet kicking in this position. It can rotate in all these directions, but generally the idea is that the baby is facing up. When you've got baby facing in the optimal position for birth, you've got this hard back down the middle of your belly, or preferably over a little bit on your left side. And Krista's baby here has that right here. So her baby is just like this. Her baby is not OP. Another indicator that your baby might be OP is if you're having lower back pain. And the reason why is because this occiput is actually hitting mom on the lower spine, and it's actually causing lower back pain. And so if you've ever been riding in the car for a little while, or maybe sitting at a desk for too long and your lower back is hurting and you're getting these cute little kicks in the front, you know that your baby's likely in an OP position. So how do we change it? Well, a lot of people think that baby's position is simply because that's what baby wants to do, but did you know that baby's position is actually really indicated by what you do on an everyday basis? So mamas who sit back in recliners, who work at a desk, their babies are much more likely to be in an OP position trying to get comfortable. So back in the day when our grandparents were having babies, they would be nesting. And so they'd get down on their hands and knees with little Q-tips and they would scrub their floor, and they would end up in this beautiful hands and knees position. So Krista's in the hands and knees position. You can see that her knees are apart to let the baby out, and she's got her belly parallel to the floor. This position helps baby roll into the optimal position for birth. So if our baby is in a sunny side up position like this, and Krista gets into a hands and knees position, gravity is going to pull the heaviest part of our baby, which is our baby's back, and over time rotate our baby this way, the way that we want them to fit for the birth, and keep baby in this position. Now, the trick is when you're not in labor, rotating the baby from sunny side up to face back the way that they're supposed to be, it might take 5 or 10 minutes. It's really not a long process. But when you are in labor and your baby's having to rotate against those contractions, it can take hours and hours and hours to rotate your baby. So my suggestion is, at the onset of labor, the best thing to do is, if you think you might be kick-starting, go ahead and get into this hands and knees position to make sure your baby is in the optimal position for birth. Now, laying here for a long time, let's say even 10 minutes when you're 39 weeks pregnant like Krista is, can be really uncomfortable. So here's a couple other ways that you can get into this gorgeous hands and knees position without having to strain your wrists and your arms. First thing is, we can use pillows for props. I'm gonna just put these pillows right here in front of Krista, and you can just lean on those. So when I say hands and knees position, it doesn't literally mean that you have to be on your hands and knees. We just want your belly parallel to the floor to give baby the maximum amount of space to turn. So you can try this position with a pillow, or we can also use a birth ball. And you see here that her back is nice and long and straight, her knees are still apart, and her baby has all the space that he needs to use gravity and roll over to the position that we want him to be for the easiest possible birth. This is just one aspect of Gold Standard Maternity Care. I know that you're gonna love this playlist of other midwife videos I've made just for you. So I'll see you over there.